Hello and welcome to NTA Channel 5 News at 1. I am Miriam Amadi. The elderly show wide variations in health status, ranging from visual and hearing disabilities, coronary heart diseases, as well as other life-threatening conditions. This has necessitated a one-day medical outreach for senior citizens by the Paul's Old People's Home, who are committed to taking care of the elderly as well as provide for their basic needs in the country. Hawa Gimba reports that some aged persons in the FCT benefited from this gesture.
Health, they say, is wealth. Exercise regularly and seek the doctor's attention when necessary were the encouraging words from the founder of the Paul's Old People's Home, Hawa Umar Jibril, who in recent years is championing the welfare and care for senior citizens in the FCT and environs. She appeals for more public and private support and consideration for senior citizens to enable them these health concerns, especially having contributed to the development of the nation in their productive years.
You can see from the population of the Paul's Old People's Home, the aged are basically from the rural area. They are in communities where healthcare delivery is not adequate.
Grand Patron and former Executive Secretary FCDA Umar Gambo Jibril noted that besides government efforts, there is the utmost need to create an avenue for the aged in the society, especially those who have health issues, to get the required attention.
What we are looking at precisely is for them to be able to do some exercise and then get this health check.
The outreach for the aged include free hypertension and diabetes check, eye test, in addition to other health and safety checks. Some of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation for the gesture.
The tablets they give me, I thank God for them.
I don't have money to buy my drugs. My BP very high. When I come here, they check me. They give me tablets.
Most of them come down with chronic illnesses like diabetes and hypertension, and then low back pain a lot. So
the Paul's Old People's Home is a non-governmental organization who have in recent years been catering for the aged in the FCT. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Warning about harmful chemical contained in tobacco has again been resonated. Aisha Obali spoke to medical experts who disclosed that what is worrisome for experts is the number of lung cancers cases linked to tobacco intake.
Aside respiratory diseases such as asthma and even tuberculosis, among others, experts are concerned about other health challenges that smokers risk to suffer. In 1987, World Health Organization member states adopted 31st of May as a day to create more awareness on the dangers of tobacco smoking. Experts are also of the view that tobacco smoking does not only affect the primary smoker, but also passive smokers who innocently inhale the smoke. According to World Health Organization, 7 out of 10 smokers are liable to have lung cancer as a result of tobacco intake, while 1 in every 10 adolescents in Africa uses tobacco.
You're tired, you inform everybody around you, and then you remove anything that will remind you of smoking. Because you cannot say you want to smoke, you want to stop smoking, you still keep it ashtray around you, you are still hanging around friends that are doing it every time. Then you say, you want to stop smoking. No. But of course, once you do that, then you have to arrange for the what they call it, the medications that will help the patient.
Observers believe that parents and caregivers need to change the orientation of young people, most importantly, to be good ambassadors as children emulate what they see their parents do.
If I may ask you also, what happened to all the laws that were made against drugs addiction and the rest of them? People are still smoking it. What we are saying is the orientation matters. There must be an enabling environment where people can achieve, their dream.
I had never smoked before and I will never do it.
That's why you see youth these days, even 10 years, 11 years, they smoke. They say nothing happen. They won't take things more than smoke. They take Igbo, take solution, take different things. But I didn't encourage you that. It's not bad.
Even though experts are calling for more access to the rehabilitation programs, it also behoves on caregivers to know the best approach for any client that intends to quit smoking. For this year, attention is shifting on how the environment can be protected, especially from the harmful effect of smoke.
Particularly the ozone layer. You may say, I know, I just did my own. It will get down there. It takes time. It will get to the ozone layer. And of course, at the end of the day, it will contribute to global warming.
In Abuja, Aisha Oba Ali, NTA News.
The flag of compensation to kickstart long-awaited land swap initiative of the FCT administration has commenced with Gwagwa District on the pilot scheme. Executive Secretary FCDA Shehu Hadi Ahmed reiterates government determination to work with genuine accelerated infrastructure development of the FCT. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
The land swap initiative of the FCT administration, which was birthed in 2012, is a comprehensive development agreement with a tripartite benefits for government, investors and the indigenous communities of Abuja. This historic meeting with representatives of concerned parties is the pilot phase of the compensation of economic trees and crops of Gwagwa district communities to enable the investors who have been scrutinized to commence work.
The Honourable Minister has performed the flag up of the land swap program in the FCT, and for some various reasons with the investor not been able to really move on to side because this payment of the compensation had taken some time to get all the profile ready with his bankers. Now that he has become ready, we thought this is something that the community will take very seriously.
Augment the effort of the government in accelerating development in the FCT, particularly in encouraging home ownership and development of infrastructure. It is obvious that government can no longer fund the infrastructure through the budgetary means because of paucity of funds, and there are competing demands.
The FCT administration said this will be the beginning of the desired infrastructure growth in partnership with the private sector.
We have 2 checks being presented to each person. One was as agreed with the chief, that's a base value for every indigene that is going to lose his land. Then we have our own valuation, which was done according to what is on ground. That check is also coming differently. This is to make sure that the indigenous people are happy.
We are going to create a new Abuja. We have nicknamed it or named it Midtown City. It is modeled after cities like Abu Dhabi, Dubai, or Qatar.
I am satisfied, very, very sincere, and we agree, we accept. Come on, they have given me the check, I come and certify.
Government is optimistic that the program will succeed with other districts and areas in the next plan of execution. Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Scavengers colony, which serves as criminal hideouts, have experienced yet another setback as the FCT Ministerial Task Team on City Sanitation stormed the camp and dismantled all contravening structures. Onoze Yakubu reports.
The Umaru Musa Adwa Expressway is one of the gateways to the nation's capital city. It is the road that connects the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. But in recent times, activities of scavengers and the springing up of illegal markets along the expressway have continued to constitute nuisance. This disturbing trend is what necessitated the cleanup exercise by the FCT Ministerial Task Team on city sanitation.
The minister drew our attention to the need to constantly revisit the airport road. He brought us here at the weekend, show us some things that he found that are not right at all, and he gave us a marching order to clean everything, which we have completely done today, removing the illegal market, removing Babambola, location of Babambola as the refuse collector. We've cleared them out, and the minister has said we must constantly keep coming. But sadly, what we saw is that the areas we cleared middle of last year have inside the fence line that we cleared for people to go in, stay, rest, play, park their cars, in some stretch have almost been rebuilt by Bacha and Shanti that they were told that we're not coming back.
Worst hit in this cleanup exercise are the petty traders who strive to make ends meet, but in an atmosphere that is not approved by law.
They used to come and disturb once in a while here, all the time. And this is where everybody is managing here, managing our life. Because when this thing, every time they didn't see where to sell market, there will be thief. We that we are inside, we not even see where today we start stealing, entering houses, walking out. And those Babambola said, one they did not see where to sell market or do anything, they will start disturbing us inside.
We don't have peace. Immediately around 4 or 5, they have robbed me severally. They come to my house, they bungle my things, pack my wife's pot, plates, and all. When you try to shout, they will bring out knife, they will bring out cutlass, they will shoot you.
The traders are still counting their losses. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
A subject matter that looks simple, sounds simple, yet has a deeper meaning is that of the next of kin. Ayenaje Auta seeks to unravel the legal angle, religious and general perspective of the phrase next of kin.
The term next of kin legally refers to a person's closest living relative who is to be contacted in cases of emergencies. In Nigeria, the next of kin is required in the civil and public service, schools and hospitals, as the case may be. However, Nigerians have a different perception of who a next of kin is. To them, next of kin is the person with the inheritance rights, which makes the issue delicate.
Next of kin, they are my kids, they are from my loin, so I feel they are most important to be my next of kin. It's an agreement between she and I that our kids should be our next of kin. Even herself, our kids are our next of kin.
Why I cannot use my husband for my next of kin is because after my demise, he will pick another wife. If he's the type that can be easily controlled, the woman will control him. That which I labor for will go to her children, and my children will be left out.
The trust level, as far as marriage is concerned, now is dead. I don't want to say, oh, I'm submitting all my will to a woman. No, I rather submit it to the child.
From the religious point of view, Islam clearly stipulates the role of the next of kin, even as Christianity spells out the concept of the next of kin based on biblical principles.
The issue of next of kin is one aspect of inheritance, because next of kin usually comes in the office of work. You are expected to write who is your next of kin. In Islam, yes, you can have somebody that can help to bring out your benefits, bring out your gratuity to the family in order to share it as inheritance. This is where the next of kin will come. Because if you leave the place blank, nobody will follow up your benefits after you are no more. And that is how your benefit will go, and your family, your children will maybe experience some difficulties.
Every woman should make their husband their next of kin, because Bible said the two of them were naked and they were not ashamed. And every man should make their wives also their next of kin. When it comes to the issue of inheritance, you know, sometimes we look at it from the issue of what you share, what you do not share. I think the foundation of it should be, do you love this woman? Do you love that man? So that while you are still here, what do you have? The issue, many people are worrying about what happened when they leave. Of course, it's good, but don't create problem for your wife. Don't create problem for your husband.
An Abuja-based legal practitioner, Nyada Ilia Auta, reveals the legal angle to the subject matter as he explains the difference between a person who has the right of inheritance of a will and the next of kin according to the law.
If something happens to me, please contact this person and this person will lead you to my family members. It doesn't go beyond that, and it does not translate into ownership of anything that accrues to me. You can't inherit me because of my next of kin. It doesn't work that way, except of course if you are by law or if you are by my will. If I've written a will and said, okay, look, when I pass, such a person should inherit me and the person is also my next of kin, well then of course you'd be able to inherit. Otherwise, if you're not my heir and you're not specifically stated by my will to inherit me, you can't inherit a deceased person.
He advised generally that people must be careful with such issues as they have some legal consequences. Ayena J. Auta, NTA News.
This is 1 p.m. news reaching you from NTA Channel 5 Abuja. More reports after this break. Stay with us.
News as a commodity is our trade. When it breaks in the FCT and environs, our team of professional reporters will definitely be there. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, using news to connect the grassroots people with the newsmakers and uniting the nation. We serve you the depths of news in politics, economy, education, health, security, infrastructure, even in times of emergencies. Always join our news build at 1 and 7 p.m. daily to be informed of the latest and current happenings. Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
Thanks for staying with us. Managing and enforcing the ban on the activities of motorcycles and tricycles within the city is an unrelenting effort of the Director of Road Traffic Services, as commercial motorcycle operators are not willing to comply with laid-down rules. Director of the agency, Abdul Latif Bello, stated this in response to the recent clampdown on operators around Area 1 access, which has also made it difficult for other road users. Rosemary Motaleng reports.
In the recent time, we've seen the traffic growing in Abuja, and the management and control is becoming overwhelming. So we have deployed, our men to man some of those, some of the intersections that have been very, critical and then traffic prone. So that's why in Area 1, being one of the largest intersection of the city, we have kept our men daily there to ensure that they control traffic and establish a free flow, seamless traffic in the area.
Notwithstanding the recklessness of most riders, their services are important, particularly those who live or work in remote areas. An example is the busy Area 1 roundabout.
For the past 1 week, I've been so impressed. Like, you come here, look at the environment. It even creates the scenario of the calmness you need in the city. So that what the government need to do is this. They need to, Abuja lack motor parks. All right, they have one motor parks there. Now, if they can implement this to the fullest, let all these drivers be using that park so that you have a free vehicular movement in the city.
The way it's looking is nice. At least our city is supposed to be a kind of clean and supposed not to be rowdy and dirty everywhere.
This place is not look neat like this before, but now it's looking well. But if government can keep on like this, I think everywhere can be very okay.
These complaints by users of commercial vehicles and bikes is not without incident.
It's part of our assignment for as long as it will take for us to, establish sanity in the area. We'll do that, because actually we are starting from there so that we can, use that place as a test case. If we're able to succeed, then we'll try and replicate in other bigger intersections of the city. So I think there are two ways to achieve that. The first one is to, first of all, put measures and then which we have done. We have established the taxi motor ranks, in that area where we advise that, all the taxis should, use as a place of business and not to pick passengers from the road.
The authorities stressed that the enforcement of the ban on commercial motorcycling had been difficult because Abuja City was not planned to accommodate the operation of motorcycles, taxis, and tricycles. Rosemary Mortelen Bilal, NTA News.
Over the years, most government policy is aimed at improving agriculture and food production, thereby contributing to improved life, reducing hunger, as well as boosting national growth. Chidima Ansanagamo in this special report explores effective ways to boost food production in this rainy season.
One of the ways through which the government endears itself to its citizens is by providing adequate food. It is said that a hungry man is an angry man, which establishes the fact that no meaningful development can take place where the people are not adequately fed.
There cannot be food unless we get into production. And Nigeria as a country, we usually overlook the market that we have in this country. This country has over 200 million individuals. I think our population still ranks among the highest, which means that population, we need to feed the population. So for us to feed the population, we must cultivate. So cultivation now, being in the academia, the new millennium set of cultivation is that you should use tractor operation. That's mechanized farming.
Now that the rain is here, what are the effective ways to ensure food security?
For us to ensure this food security, we have to go back to land. We have to now be able to see advantage in the forest that God gave us. We must clear this forest and then allow farmers to take over instead of the kidnappers taking over our forest. It's time that Nigerians should rise. And then government has put up measures like putting up National Agricultural Land Development Authority, which are to clear land and to allocate to individuals, farmers. We have anchor borrowers. We have all these agencies, all these government parastatals should now rise through Ministry of Agriculture.
It is also said that food is one of the three basic necessities of life. It ranks in the priority list after air and water. Apart from clothing and shelter, food is an essential item to human existence and the fundamental right to life, which the Constitution guarantees every citizen. Chidima Ansin, Agomo, NTA News.
And now sports with Wayne Dogo and Sports Brief.
Zohir El Motaraji scored both goals for Morocco's Wydad Casablanca as they won the African Champions League title with a 2-1 win over Egypt's Al Ahly. This is the third time that Wydad have been crowned African champions after winning in '92 and 2017. It also stopped Ali winning a third straight title. Meanwhile, the road to the 2023 edition of the African Cup of Nations, set to be held in Ivory Coast, gets underway on Wednesday, 1st June, with the first 3 of the 42 group stage qualifying matches set to be held in the space of 13 days. The big gun in the action on Wednesday evening is Ghana, with the West Africans welcoming Madagascar to Cape Coast for a Group E clash. Black Stars are still buzzing after overcoming Nigeria to secure 2022 World Cup qualification 2 months ago, though their squad is missing key players in the shape of injured Thomas Partey and Alfred Dunan. World number 1 Novak Djokovic and arch rival 13-time French Open champion Rafael Nadal set to meet for spot in semi-finals at the Roland Garros on Tuesday evening. Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal prepare to meet for the 59th time in their storied history at the French Open, but this could be their final clash at the Roland Garros. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
And that we conclude the 1 p.m. news. Stay safe and be vigilant. Good afternoon.